Hey guys, so I want to talk about a topic that's quite relevant when you get into the realm of sexual abuse and sexual trauma. And a question that often comes up is, can you actually forget that you were abused completely and have no memory of it? And the unfortunate answer is yes, you can actually completely forget and block out memories of extreme forms of trauma. The reason this happens is because your brain may want to protect you from something that at the time is too heavy and too difficult to process. So you can literally completely forget entire things or have bits and tads of information that don't really make sense. And it's important to know that this is a possibility because a lot of people incorrectly will tell you that if you were abused, you would definitely know that you were and that you would remember, and that if you don't have any memories, then nothing happened to you. And unfortunately, this couldn't be further from the truth. A large percentage of people who have been abused don't quite remember what happened, but have this inherent feeling that there was something amiss, something is wrong, something internally doesn't feel right. And so there's certain signs that could tell you whether you think something happened to you and the likelihood of that something did occur to you. So some ways you can tell whether possibly something happened to someone or not is the person will have just a strange feeling that there's a discomfort in their sexuality, or there may be certain triggers, either a person that they're around, that it could be their abuser, or it could be an archetype of the person. So for some reason, a certain thing really triggers your body, or something just really makes you really uncomfortable about the way a certain person is dressed, or a certain thing they do and it feels very uncomfortable in your body. If you have any suspicion at all or any feeling that it's something worth exploring, and some people are afraid of even looking at this because they're afraid of actually inducing or creating something that didn't happen. But when you really develop your intuition, you'll know deep down, you'll know whether you can really trust and feel something, and if you follow it, you can have the intention to see the full clear picture. Or if that's not true and it's just fear or paranoia, then looking more deeply into it can confirm to you that probably nothing did happen. So usually if there's a feeling, it's worth trusting yourself and it's worth looking into, because if there is a trauma or if there is abuse and you don't unravel it, you don't uncover it, and you don't heal it, then it's likely going to be running you from the shadows, from your subconscious, and sabotaging a lot of things in your life. The recovery of these memories can happen in various ways. Some people have gradual recoveries of bits and pieces of memories coming back. It can happen in middle age. It can happen very late in one's age, in their 60s or 70s. It can happen early on, early adulthood. And the triggers for remembering can be anything from a psychedelic experience to a meditation or a dream, or anything that just kind of opens the subconscious mind and opens those storehouse memories. It's very important that if you do decide that you want to dig deeper and explore any sort of suspicions that you have, that you do so in a safe space, in a safe container, with people that you trust, or in an environment that feels safe for you to unbox something that heavy and that potentially re-traumatizing. A trauma could be anything from subtle discomfort, uncomfortable sort of inappropriate touching, or things that were crossing your boundaries, to the more extreme violence or completely being taken advantage of and betrayal. So it's a very difficult thing to process, something like this, and unfortunately it's way too common, and there's not very many resources out there to deal with these problems. It's especially difficult for men to talk about because a lot of men consider that if something like that happens to them, they're not really masculine anymore, or it's just a lot of embodied shame. It's important to know that any feelings like shame or guilt are something you can completely move past and heal. And really the only way to heal these things is if you're fully honest about them, you're fully willing to unbox them, and you're fully willing to accept your experience so that you can move past it and know that it doesn't define you. However, a lot of people stay stuck in the fear response and in the self-denial response, and will end up attracting more abusers or more trauma because that trauma is crying out to be unearthed and to get the attention and love that you deserve by facing it. I'm optimistic that in the future a lot more people are going to be willing to discuss this openly and not falsely internalize these low vibrational shame feelings, because really it is not the victim's fault. The most difficult part of healing from these types of traumas is the heavy stigma that they carry. So the more that we destigmatize these things from being a shame or a burden from a victim, and understand that that person can still be healthy and that person can still be fully functional and not have to be affected by it, the easier it will be for people to be willing to admit these things and to heal them and to clear them from their field and from their body. If you need any help with healing from sexual trauma, I'm hosting a 5-day masterclass October 1st, and it's at a discounted rate if you register before September 15th. There's a lot of very useful modules, very useful quantum energetics and healing tools that really help a person to uproot and delete these energies from their field so they don't keep attracting more of the same situations or more of the same traumatic energies or things that indicate a state of low self-worth. I know these topics are kind of heavy, but I feel that it's important to start addressing them and to be real about these things that exist. There's so much coming out in the news these days with these dark things in our society and in the people that run our society. So I believe that it's important for us all to collectively do our part to heal these dark things and bring them to light so that the collective can evolve to being a more healthy and enlightened species. Thank you for watching. If you think there's anybody that can benefit from these type of videos, please share with them. Please make sure to subscribe and support this channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video.